I'm vegan since 6 years. In the beginning of this time, I was experiencing some meat cravings. See, I was a heavy meat eater before. I was eating about 2 pounds of chicken every single day, like a couple of eggs in the morning, cheese, dairy, yogurt, you name it. You know, I come from Switzerland, so it's very common to eat a lot of animal products. You know, like cheese and fondue are like our daily dishes. To now, about 6 years in, being vegan is I don't have any meat cravings at all. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can stop your meat cravings, what you need to do when they arise, especially in the beginning of this journey, and how you can banish them from your life forever. You know? So just give me a couple minutes of your time. If you like this information, smash the like button. And you're going to learn exactly how you can just keep following the vegan nutrition without giving in to these short-term cravings and staying true with your moral compass. Okay? Let's just jump right into it. Number one, what we need to understand about meat in general is that meat is a processed food. There's no such thing as a bacon animal or like a cheese animal like that you can find out there, you know? So like actually for cheese, you take milk, you heavily process it, and then you get cheese. You add additives, you add salt, same thing with chicken, same thing with bacon. You know, so meat in general is a processed food. So the same thing as if you have like sugar withdrawal symptoms when you stop drinking a lot of Coke during the day, when you stop drinking your energy drinks. Same thing, you will also get meat withdrawal symptoms. Why? Because meat is a processed product. The companies actually look for to make the meat in a fashion that you eat as much of it as possible. There's some very interesting videos on this, very interesting documentaries like What the Health. They make a deep dive into how the nutrition industry is kind of messed up and is making us addictive to foods that don't really serve us in the long term. So you should really look into that and realize that when you get meat cravings, it's because it's actually more of a withdrawal symptoms. Second thing, the meat cravings are not something that you need to be considering as valid. So meat, it's not like you crave water, you know. So craving water is a very real symptom of something that you're lacking. So just because you're craving meat doesn't mean you're actually lacking meat. It just means that it's more of a withdrawal symptom because it's a very processed food, you know. So like know the difference between craving something, which is an unhealthy habit, and actually needing something. So if you would stop smoking, you would crave smoking. But does this mean that you should be smoking? No, it doesn't. It doesn't mean it. You know, you're just craving it. Doesn't mean that you're needing it. Same thing with alcohol. If you quit alcohol, you're gonna think that you need it. You know, but it's like you need to see the difference between an unhealthy habit, a habit that is true with your values, and a habit that doesn't serve you in the long term. I've done plenty of habit changes in my life, and it's always very hard to see this distinction between do you actually need it or is it just like a craving that will pass in the short term. And for the most part, especially when it comes to developing yourself, when it comes to improving yourself over time, it's most of those things that you feel they're just short-term cravings for an unhealthy habit that you developed when you were younger. And the third thing you can keep in mind is that whenever the meat cravings, whenever these two previous things don't help, whenever you notice that it's a craving and you notice it's not an actual need, but you still have those cravings coming up, you aim for a fake meat substitute. I just recently ate a Beyond Meat patty actually for the first time in my life here, which was great. The Beyond Meat patty is literally like, it tastes like actual meat. And I think it could really help you to get this same feeling of when you were eating actual meat before. So there are plenty of fake meat substitutes, plenty of options that are way better for the planet, way better for yourself, and way better for the animals out there. Okay, so these were the 3 things that you need to keep in mind. Number 1, realize that meat is a processed food. Number 2, realize that those cravings are not you. And number 3, realize that there are way better alternatives to meat out there that taste in the same way, that taste the same way and gonna fulfill your cravings. Okay guys, thank you for tuning in. See you next time.